So, told you I'm having problems in public with our fans bothering me, and so I'm trying to do shorter videos to get me out of there faster. When I'm using public Wi-Fi, I'm trying to get out faster. Yep, that's for you, Kylie. That's for you, baby. French Pits. And I'm comfy. I don't feel like showing you the other arm. So Brittany's on my mind this morning, and so what can I say? I'm asking God, what can I say to the horny thing? What else on what else on the horny thing? Yeah, Kylie just stays on me about not fighting it, and health concerns, health issues. Like she's like, there are people who have issues, like men who can't perform, and women who don't get horny. And she's like, as much as you want to remain as much as you think this is your fault, she's like, no, this is a good thing. If somebody is coming on to you when you're getting horny, you still get horny. She's like, that's good. Some people don't get horny. And she's like, I know your mother and your family, your whole life taught you it's a bad thing for a woman to enjoy sex and that everything's all about the guy. But she's like, no, you want to get horny. And my mom said that one time, but she said it in regards to a guy. It's good for a guy to have urges, and bad when something's wrong down there. He doesn't get urges down there. But yeah, she never said that in regards to a woman. So I'm still to this moment. I'm not as confused about my sexuality, but I'm somewhat confused just because of my twisted upbringing. My mother had a lot of sexist views on women, and so in regards to women, I got some strange stuff going on. But yeah, so my whole point to that was, yeah, so with women, I was never taught that. I was never taught that the same way how a married guy can be pursued, that a woman could be pursued when the roles reverse, and it's a guy coming after a woman, or same sex coming after a woman, and knowing that she is married. And the leniency is what I'm talking about. The Baptist culture is that the man, when that happens, oh, that's just a man being a man. But when a woman does it, she's a whore. No, they're both whores. So that's what I mean by Brittany, and that's why everything was so. I was so confused about my sexuality when I was when I was me and her was hooking up, and it wasn't. I recall now one occasion she pursued me. We hooked up more than once, and she pursued me several times, and I reached out to support, and I did not have a good support system. These people who I was running with didn't have these kind of problems. They had the opposite problems. They were trying to pursue other people. They didn't have anybody trying to pursue them, so I didn't have a strong. That's why me and Kylie are made for each other, because she has people trying to pursue her. I have people trying to pursue me, and we can help each other. But I didn't know it at the time. I didn't know that because these people lied to me. I thought maybe this person can help me. Maybe they got the same problem. Maybe they got somebody somebody who's married, and Landon and Brittany. Brittany was married herself. She not only was seeing a brother, she was seeing a guy called Landon, and Landon tried to get with me, and Landon tried to beat me up. He threatened to beat me up because he knew Brittany and I were hooking up. She was hooking up with me and Landon at the same time, and she liked that drama. She liked the drama of, but Brittany was hard, and she didn't like Landon coming and getting in my face. This was all at the library. More of my library whores. I didn't name them back then, but now, so Landon was trying to get with me, and he backed off pretty quick because, like I said, Brittany said something to him, and I remember Vanjie even fed off the drama. She must have known about me and Brittany. I'm not gonna get into the details on how she found out. She Oh man, it was a lot of people. Antoine, there's a lot of people hating on me and Brittany, and Antoine was like, but she has a boyfriend, Brittany. And don't you got a boyfriend, Lisa? And don't you got a husband, Lisa? And he was, cause he saw the two of us, and he wasn't getting none. And you could tell people have a way about them. People just act a certain way when they're having sex. So you could tell by the way how two of us were responding to each other. So there's more drama. But Landon used to come up to my station when I was worked the desk, just like these whores worked the desk. I was a whore working the desk at the library. I was a library whore, and he would come when I was working the desk in a vulnerable. You're in a vulnerable position when you're on that desk, and he'd come up there and he'd bully me and harass me about fucking Brittany and having sex with her, and then he ate some candy. Vanjie from time to time, don't hold me to this. She said she would leave stuff in our. We used to have little trays with our name on it, little boxes. Something like that. At the library that we worked, and Vanjie was like, "I bought you some candy, but Landon ate it," and I didn't know it was drama attached to it until now, because every time she told that story, she smiled. I could finally laugh too, even though she was a dick about it, jerk about it, and she liked the drama. That shit was kind of funny. He couldn't get me back elsewise, so he ate the candy. That she's I'm gonna buy you some more candy. And like a dude, like a nig, she lied. Vanjie lied. She never did replace that candy. You know, I got to wondering, was it really candy? And I got to thinking, damn, I'm really hungry. You know, this bitch lied, and I really am hungry. I was looking forward to it. Must have been some good candy for him to steal it. She said, don't worry, but she gave me better than candy. She gave me better than candy. She gave me some cash she said, I'm going to really spoil you once we not working together. So because she was my boss, she said, I'm 10 years, and once you're not working for me, we could really start a relationship, and I'm going to really spoil you. And she did. So it was better than candy. I got better than candy. Thank God I did not see Landon anymore. He really would have been jealous. So yeah, Landon he wasn't bad looking. But it must have been a bad fuck, because Brittany was still pursuing me while she was doing him, and he was insecure. So yeah, that was his memories hit me for a reason, and so man, I call him. I'm trying to avoid. It's the same concept, same principle. I'm trying to avoid these women at this library. I'm trying all the branches are after me. I'm trying. All the branches I've been to, I'm trying to avoid these branches. I'm trying to avoid branches. So let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. What Jim Carrey said. Let me tell you something. Solo, YOLO. Marie used to drive me nuts saying that shit. YOLO. I forget what it means. Oh, you only live. Only? Shit, I don't know. Oh, man. Grinning like a Cheshire cat. So yeah, Kylie's like, don't fight it, and cause I don't mean to air it out, but Tyson met this woman at one of his short-term jobs. He only had a couple of little. Every now and again, his mother used to stay on him, make him work when she was still living, and he had a job at a retail store. I won't say where, because these people have gotten to be so. They made the headlines in such a negative press way, I don't even want to be associated with even giving them any type of press. And he said he worked with this woman who didn't get horny, and I think she just told him that, because when he used to always like Brittany. He was trying to make me jealous with her when he worked with her, and I met her a couple occasions, and she was always busy doing her job when I came up there. But one time I saw her at a food bank that I ate at, and she looked pretty horny to me. She did not look like from what he said, she didn't get those urges. So I'm not going to rat her out by giving her a real name. But he's going to know who I'm talking about. She must have just said that shit to get rid of him, because I got to use that one. When she saw me, I'm thinking, she looked real horny. I was like, I don't think, because I was like, I remember telling him, that's amazing. I never met anybody who who has that issue. Interesting. He's like, yeah, she told me. And I was thinking, what an odd thing to talk about at work. So knowing Tyson's behavior and his mannerisms, he probably was making her uncomfortable. And the woman had years on him, so that was brilliant. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use that for myself. That is brilliant to get rid of some man you don't want. Tell him you don't get those type of urges anymore. And I don't think my he who shall not be named was any different. He used to always tell me he don't get them type of urges because he's in his 70s, and I was like, plenty of old people have sex, so he just said that shit to me. And looking back on it, I'm glad that he did, because I didn't know what he had down there. This is the one that was trans. I don't know, because kids, even though this is gonna have a block on it, they can still find ways to get around. So I still, y'all think this is raw because I block it from children, and no, actually, this is not how I really talk. I really am more raw. So I'm not going to talk about what's down there, what could be down there on a person who's trans and you don't know. I'm not going to talk about what it looked like, but because a kid can still access this footage. And I'm a mother and a grandmother and all sorts of mothers, and I don't want to have, I don't mind having this conversation with a child, but according to American culture, American laws, you got to talk to a child a certain way. I think you should talk to them like an adult, or else they're going to grow up out in the world and be stupid like I was, because you try to shelter them from everything and you don't tell them what's really going on. You just tell them to turn a blind eye to certain topics that you're uncomfortable with. My mom was uncomfortable with gays and trans, so she just left me in the dark. And kids, I'm not trying to leave you in the dark, but I got to respect the American culture, American laws. I can't talk to you about your sexuality. And they need sex ed courses. They're not... talked to several children about the curriculum. They don't have classes like that. Some schools rare have a sexual education course. That's what sex ed shortens to. We did not have a sex ed course at our school, thank God, because my mom would have made a whole thing about it. But she did. She never knew they was teaching me sex in a couple of my science classes, like anatomy and physiology. They taught us all about sex. I don't know if the teachers did that to defy my parents. Probably did. They probably found a way around it. Probably could sense that the other kids were more advanced, more experienced in the area of sex, and they knew who the virgins were. And I was a virgin in high school, so I didn't go around telling everybody. Nobody knew it as far as I knew. Maybe they knew. Maybe my behavior gave it away, but I don't remember having people who I was that close to where I talked about my I just did not talk about my sexuality with anybody at school. And but yeah, Brittany, I got off topic of Brittany, but yeah, she, okay, I'm not off topic, but yeah, Brittany, she definitely, it's like the other woman for a while. Brittany was the other woman for a while, and we had exchanged phone numbers for a while. She asked for my number, and then she, started doing dramatic things with, she blocked my number and then lied and said it was, something going on with her phone. And I knew, like, she was lying about that, and it was just so much drama because we worked together. And then Brittany and Vanjie was jealous of one another. And then everybody was jealous of me and Brittany's extracurricular activities because it was more than one person up there trying to get with me. And Tyson used to come by my job and check on me, so it got complicated quick with Brittany. The one on my chin is still, and I got a real nervous feeling all of a sudden. But yeah, the one on my chin is real bothersome. So can we move on from Brittany yet, Lord? Can I? My stomach is churning talking about Brittany, but God has put Brittany on my heart for a reason, because Brittany is a warning. Every time I'm up there on that counter talking to these women, it all the branches, somebody comes up and interrupts us. Someone jealous comes up and interrupts us. And I'm always, even through my spiritual growth, the guilty one. I'm not coming up there with no funny business. I'm coming up there for the same reason you come up there. I'm coming up there because I need something pertaining to the library. Coming up there because I need something pertaining to the library. And I don't know what it is. I guess it's the woman thing. Bullies always go for the weaker sex. Women are the weaker sex. I strongly do believe that. I told you men and women, I told you the differences. And I'm not sexist, but I do believe that women are the weaker sex. And I'm a feminist. So the people, they always target me. And I always pray about my interactions with anybody. And in my old life, I would have never spoken to Kate because of that much drama. Like, I can't talk to you on counter without somebody interrupting. Nobody was standing there before, but they see us talking, and they see another person sitting at the desk, and they come into this side where we at. And, but in this life, I don't have any doubts. That's the spiritual growth. I'm trying to tell you what God has been doing in my life.